Are you ready to become a true PlayStation trophy hunter? Introducing Trophy Takedown. The show where we complete games 100%, so you don't have to. Watch as we conquer the hardest challenges, uncover the rarest trophies and show you how to complete your favorite games. New episodes every week. Don't miss.
You never told me there was no platinum. There's no trophy for chapter 1. I should have known better.
Welcome back to another analog episode of Trophy Takedown. Today we are diving into a game that needs no introduction. Poppy Playtime Chapter 1, A Tight Squeeze. Now I know what you're thinking. Wait, Chapter 1 doesn't even have a platinum trophy. And yeah, you're right. It's more of a teaser than a full game. But hey, this is Trophy Takedown, not Platinum Takedown. And if there are trophies to earn, we are hunting them down. Poppy Playtime first crept onto the scene in October 2021 for PC, before finally making its way to PlayStation in December of 2023. Developed by Mob Entertainment, founded by Zach and Seth Bellinger, also known as Enchanted Mob on YouTube, this episodic survival horror game quickly grabbed players' attention with its eerie atmosphere and unique puzzle solving mechanics. Now, behind the scenes, things haven't exactly been smooth sailing. Right after release, the game was hit with a plagiarism accusation from indie developer Acrocoaster, who claimed that Poppy Playtime borrowed a little too much from his game Venge. Mob Entertainment denied the claims, calling it a past dispute. But that was just the start of the drama. In 2021, they also dipped into the world of NFTs, trying to lock bits of games lore behind a paywall. That did not go over well. The backlash was so strong they had to apologize and redirect profits to charity. More recently, they even filed a lawsuit against Google and an unnamed developer for allowing scam versions of Poppy Playtime to run wild on mobile stores. At this point, it kind of feels like there's more happening around the game than in the game itself. But hey, that's not why we're here. Let's talk trophies. On paper, this game is a breeze. 2 out of 10 difficulty, an hour-long completion time, though let's be real, that's just because PSN Profiles doesn't go any lower. In reality, it's more like a 30-minute completion run, or 7 to 8 minutes if you just sprint through. If you keep an eye on the missable trophies, you can wrap all 6 trophies up in a single playthrough. And don't worry, there is a chapter select if you happen to miss anything. The PS4 and PS5 versions come with separate trophy lists, so you could theoretically earn the trophies twice. But you have to buy both separately at $5 each. There is also no save transfer and with that no autopop. But as I said, it's only 8 minutes long with no platinum and only 6 trophies in total. Trust me, the next chapters are a bit more fulfilling, but every good thing has to start somewhere, right? With that in mind, we only have one stage to complete. Find Poppy. All we gotta do is play through the story, collect all the VHS tapes along the way and make sure to stop and listen to Huggy's song. That's all there is for chapter 1. So with our game plan set, grab your grab pack and let's hunt some trophies in this creepy abandoned toy factory. The game kicks off with an old commercial for the Poppy doll.
You are about to see the most incredible doll ever invented.
Cheery, colorful, totally normal, until it glitches and suddenly we're staring at a dark room with a giant poppy flower painted on the wall. Alongside it, a cryptic letter claims that the factory workers we thought disappeared are still here. And our only clue? Find the flower. So naturally, we step right into the entrance of this totally safe and abandoned toy factory. Here we pick up our first VHS tape at the front desk, which immediately lets us know that yeah, we are absolutely trespassing.
If you're seeing this, then you're trespassing.
And also, there are motion sensors everywhere that will trigger security measures.
Once set off, we'll turn on the factory's emergency alarms and directly contact the authorities. And that's one of the more tame aspects of our security system.
Fantastic, can't wait to see what that means. For now though, our first challenge is a keypad locked door. To crack it, we just use the colors from the toy train in the room across the hall. Green, pink, yellow, red. It's the same every time, so if you forget, congrats, you have no excuse. Inside, we find another tape, which is basically an instructional video on how to use the grab pack. Or more importantly, how not to use it. Once the tape ends, we finally get our very own grab pack. Well, half of it. Just one hand for now. But don't worry, it's enough to start causing problems. With our new gadget, we open the door behind reception and meet the real star of this chapter, Huggy. A giant, frozen in place mascot with soulless eyes. Pressing the button in front of him plays an old jingle about how Huggy is our friend. Yeah, sure. But hey, that creepy little tune gets us our first trophy, your friend Huggy. Next, we try to open another door, but power cuts off. Great. We need a key and oh, Huggy suddenly has it in his hand. Because of course he does. Love that. After solving our first power puzzle with our single hand, and honestly these puzzles are pretty fun, we return to the show hall and Huggy is gone. Yep, guess we found the security measures. Moving forward, we enter a storage area where we need to find 4 fuse boxes to unlock the red hand for our grab pack. But before that, we pick up another tape, which shows us 2 factory workers complaining about extra work caused by something called the Orphan Program.
Oh, I swear I haven't seen a single box in its place since they started flooding the storehouse with orphanage junk.
Seriously, what is it with indie horror and children? Anyway, once we slot in all the fuses, we finally get our second hand, along with the Use Responsibly trophy. Oh yeah, we're definitely going to use it responsibly. With both hands now, we open the next door, solve another power puzzle and enter the Make a Friend assembly line, where we find a very well hidden tape at the top of the exit. This one features an interview with someone named Stella, who casually drifts into talking about the limitations of the human body.
Body just gets older and older, and then you die.
You know, the usual small talk.
I think we're getting a little off track.
The next puzzle is a bit more complex, but it restores power to the toy making machines. And after breaking every bone in our body, we craft our very own cat bee toy. After a thrilling 90-second wait, we finally get to claim our prize. And with it, the Made a Friend trophy. Time to leave. Or not. Now with Huggy in way too close pursuit, we try to make a run through the vents, or whatever you wanna call this. After a high-speed chase, we finally escape and pull down a box that sends him plummeting into the abyss, and we almost go down with him. With Huggy out of the way, at least for now, we arrive at the room from the very beginning, the one with the big giant poppy flower. But before we go any deeper, we grab the final tape, which not only unlocks Avid Listener, but also treats us to the last log of a Playtime co-scientist. He's talking about experiment 1006, the prototype, before the recording abruptly cuts out with screams.
We must forge onwards in the name of science, whether those who are beneath us understand it or not. End of...
Cool. So naturally, we go even deeper into the factory. The deeper we go, the less this place feels like a factory and more like an old house. At the end of a long hallway, we find a case holding a Poppy doll. And well, when we open it,
You opened my case.
with that, the time to play trophy pops and we've officially 100% completed Poppy Playtime Chapter 1. If you missed anything, like a VHS tape or Huggy's jingle, you can now go back and use Chapter Select. Or if you're trophy hunting across both PS4 and PS5, now's the time to speedrun the other version and double up on those 100%. Either way, I'll have a link to the guide I use in the description, along with a link to the game itself. All in all, the PS5 version took me about 30 minutes and 1 playthrough to wrap up, and the PS4 version took only 10 minutes. So way below the estimated 1 hour the guide says, but that was expected since, as I said, you can't go lower than 1 hour in your guide. Quick side note though, man, switching to the PS4 version after playing on PS5 really feels like stepping into an alpha version. The stutters, the sluggish camera and the choppy movement, especially in load zones, definitely made it feel a bit rough. But trust me, that's nothing compared to what's coming in the next chapters. In terms of difficulty, I'd agree with the guide. This one's a 2 out of 10. I mean, it's a short teaser game. Super simple, but also still a lot of fun. And a nice little addition to our collection, even if it doesn't come with a platinum. If you made it this far, huge thanks for watching. If you have any feedback or suggestions, drop them in the comments. Until next time, take care and happy hunting.